Now in this video, we are going to see how to determine the zeros of the rational function. Understand, in order to find the zeros of the function, we have to focus on the numerator of the rational function. So for example, if you have f of x equals to x plus 2 divided by x minus 4. So none of the factor is common. So write the function as it is first of all and set it equals to 0. So you can see that if this denominator x minus 4 is multiplied by 0 in order to, so that we are applying the cross multiplication rule. So what we will get, x minus 4 times 0 gives you 0. So only x plus 2 will be left behind. Now rather than doing all these steps, we can even skip this step. And if the question is to find the zeros in the rational function, only write the numerator and set it equals to 0, but make sure that none of the factor is is common in them. Now bring the 2 on the other side, you will get x equals to negative 2. So what is negative 2? Negative 2 is the zero of the rational function. Now let's check one more question. F of x equals to x plus 7 over x plus 6, for example. Now what you have to do, they are asking you to find the zeros. We focus only on the numerator and set it equals to 0, making sure that none of the factor in the numerator and denominator is common. Now bring the 7 on other side, you will get x equals to negative 7. So negative 7 is your 0. So let's solve few questions to understand the concepts of the zeros. So here, as I said, first of all, in order to find the zeros, it is very necessary that you factor the numerator and denominator separately. Now, of course, you understood the concept of the vertical asymptote. Vertical asymptote can be found from the denominator, and it is the part that doesn't cancel. And the whole also can be determined from the denominator, and it is the part that could be cancelled. Now, for the zeros, we focus in the numerator, but from the numerator also we will take only the part that cannot be cancelled with the denominator. Okay, so first of all, let's try to factor them. So 4x minus 8. Here 4 is common because 4 times 1 is 4, whereas 4 times 2 is 8. So you can see that 4 is common. So if 4 is gone, what are left? Of course, you wrote the 4 already. So left x. Then there is a sign negative. So write it down negative. And 4 you already wrote. So 2 is left. You can see that I factored already 8 as 4 and 2. So 4 is written outside. So 2 will be written inside. Because when you open it, it will take you to the original question. Now the factors of x squared plus x minus 6, it means think of a number which you multiply gives you 6. So 3 and 2 gives you the 6. Now you need plus 6. It means plus 3 and minus 2 because 3 minus 2 gives you 1x. So once it is done, what is the main task? The main task is to find the zeros, and we find the zeros only from the numerator, not from the denominator. Be careful. Okay, but what have you observed? That x minus 2 and x minus 2 are cancelled out. During the simplification, cancelled out. So only in the numerator, 4 is left. So 4, of course, it is not a 0 because you can't solve it for the x, because you know that in order to find the 0, we can say that the numerator is equals to 0. But do you see that there is no x or unknown value, and 4 is not a 0. So there are no zeros, or you can write none. In this question, you don't have the 0. Let's clear the doubt from solving next question. So the first task is to solve or factor the numerator and denominator one by one. And I think that you all know how to factor mentally, because you know that in order to factor the 12, you need 4 times 3, 12, but you need -1, which you add the two factors, 4 and 3, you add or subtract, you get the middle number. So you will get -4 plus 3. And if you have difficulty in solving these factors mentally, and use the calculator to get the quick answer. But I would suggest if you do it mentally. So you will get x minus 4 and x plus 3. Now the factors of x square minus 9, by using the difference binomial formula, you will get x plus 3 and x minus 3. Now x plus 3 and x plus 3 are common in the numerator and denominator, and they divide out or cancelled out. So that is not a 0. Now focus only on the numerator, the remaining part, and set it equals to 0. Only the numerator, set it equals to 0. Solve for x, you will get x equals to 4. So your 0 is at 4. So if you don't have the unknown value in the numerator, you will say that there are no zeros. And if you have the common factors in the numerator and denominator that can be cancelled out, then they are not the zeros, only the remaining parts are the zeros. One more example. Now let's solve one more example to clear our concept. So x square plus 4x plus 3 and 5x square minus 20. So numerator, the factors, you have to factor the 3, so that you multiply the two factors, you will get 3. So you know 3 times 1 gives you 3. But if you need, when you add or subtract, you need the plus 4. So 3 plus 1 gives you 4. So you can have the factor x plus 3 and x plus 1 in the given scenario. Now 5x square minus 20. So here, you can go to the calculator directly. If you go to the scientific calculator and you write here mod 5 and 3, or if you are using the graphic calculator in which you are going to the menu, equation, F2 and F1, and you guys are writing as A, B and C. For A you are inducting 5, for B 0 and for C 20. So in this case, the calculator will give you only two values, that is x plus 2 and x minus 2, or x equals to 2 and x minus equals to -2. But I would not suggest you to use the calculator directly whenever you have some of the value given over here rather than one. So in such cases, what do you do? First of all, take the common factor among these factors. So you know that 5 times 1 gives you 5, whereas 5 times 4 gives you 20. So what you have 5 in 5 is 5 common in them, so write the 5. Then what is left? 1x squared left from the first term, then minus, and from the second term only 4 left. Now you can factor x square minus 4 as x plus 2 and x minus 2 from the calculator even, because here with the x square, the a is 1. Now it won't give you any error, or it will not make you disturb. So here you will write x plus 2 and x minus 2. Now what have you seen? That there is no common factor here. So if there is no common factor, so you will write, focus the numerator as it is and write the numerator, set it equals to 0. One by one solve. 1 time x plus 3 equals to 0. That means your first factor. Then write down the second factor and set it equals to 0. Solve for the x. Bring the plus 3 on the other side. You will get -3. then bring the plus 1 on the other side, you will get negative 1. So these are the zeros of your rational function. So I hope that you understood now very well how to get the zeros. We get the zeros by focusing on the numerator, but we take only the factors that cannot be cancelled with the denominator. In order to find the vertical asymptote or the whole, we always focus in the denominator. And the part that doesn't cancel is our vertical asymptote, whereas the part that cancelled out is our whole. And we write the domain, all real number, except the vertical asymptote or the whole value. So hope you understood these three concepts. Now in the next video, we will study how to determine the horizontal asymptote. So far you understood everything. Thank you very much. Wait for the other video.